Okay, that was weird. It cut me off at 4 seconds. It's like it didn't record at all. Um, okay, so I'm gonna do this again. Um, if you're seeing this video on TikTok, then I have a gaming channel. But if you're seeing this video on my gaming channel, I know it's been a while since I pre-uploaded in anything. Again, I don't have a computer right now. It's gonna be a minute before I get one. So I've been live streaming a lot with games on my gaming channel. But it's been a minute since I've done any fun topic discussion video. And what I've been, for me, what I've been live streaming, or not just live streaming, but felt like I found something for the first time, finding a hidden treasure when it comes to a certain game. One that personally I feel like doesn't get enough iconic recognition, or one that feels like the first female antagonist for players to say, hey, I can get down with that. And that's Lara Croft Tomb Raider. And when for me, rediscovering it was watching people play the 2000 teens PS4 versions of the remake of the trilogy. And I played all three of these in the past 3 months, live streaming them, and just fell back in love with the character, back in love with Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. Like, I own the two Lara Croft movies on VHS. I own two on DVD, and I just ordered the two, I think, which was it, 2000s or late 90s Lara Croft movies. And when playing these, the new ones that came out really, you know, brought back, like, man, like, really missing good, fun adventure games. And I know there's two that I never heard about that I actually ordered. Um, I forget the names of them, but I know one of them from the PS1, because I always thought there were four, but there's a fifth one. Just like I always thought there were three PS2 games for it, but come to find out there's a fourth one. It's called Underworld. But playing these, and I started on a journey want to buy the Lara Croft games, right? So when I started back getting on the this journey of saying, hey, let me not forget about Lara Croft, and that was when I bought these four. I remember the first one, right? I remember the first one. And then you had that second one right there. The second one, right? And then going into that, you had the third one right there. And then you had the fourth one. Really going back and again, just rediscovering it. Now, I remember seeing people or hearing about people playing the PS2 ones that I feel like don't get a lot of recognition, and these do tie in specifically to the PS1s. And I know this one is a remake of the first three anniversary. I never did play these ones yet. Dark Angel, I know there are a lot of mixed feelings about this one, and when watching the videos of that and going back and saying, hey, let me buy them, and refreshing up on my Lara Croft, as it will, at my age now in my mid-30s, you realize that Lara Croft's a bit of a villain. She's a bit of a, I don't want to say villain, but maybe in between anti-hero, right? Anti-hero Lara Croft, and darky, edgy, really doesn't care who she kills, right? But also, okay, I want to be famous, but I want to save the world type of deal. And you get the sense that that was supposed to be what National Treasure was supposed to be. And I know a lot of people like the Uncharted series. Now, I never played it, but I am familiar with it because I heard about it. But you have to think who's the original Uncharted character, and that's Lara Croft. Now, I know they remastered the first three with this one with the PS5. Um, I haven't played this one yet either. But again, just going back, right? And then with me, you know, saying, okay, how can I get myself refreshing back up? So I started back wanting to play, and I played with these ones. And Lara Croft, you know, both of the games are really good, dark. One thing I don't like that the first two do here is that it drags on with the story. It drags on. This one doesn't drag on. These two do, right? But I like that you don't get the sense she's like an anti-hero or an anti-villain. You get the fact that she's a hero and she's learning and she has to figure out, you know, her morals though. She wants to bring back her father, but she says, hey, it's not fair to me to bring back a dead relative or my mother if everybody else can. And her learning to be able to accept death and to let go. I'm hoping that we get another Lara Croft game down the line. And it's just really fun when you're rediscovering something. Like, for example, you know, there was music I forgot I had, and going back and listening to certain CDs, cassettes, vinyl, certain records, you know, it's like rediscovering something for the very first time, or just, you know, discovering something for the first time that you completely forgot about, or movies that you forgot about and you find them and you watch them again, and it's like, man, it's like discovering something for the first time, but you're rediscovering it because you knew it was there, but over time you forgot, right? And that's how it is with me right now with Tomb Raider, like really discovering this for the first time. And you know, I think after a little bit of time goes by, I'm gonna go back and play the last PS1 game, and then of course the 4 PS2 games, because I never played the PS2 ones, never have played them yet. And it's just, yeah, I don't know, man, it's like that, you know, adventure game, I think, is what is definitely missing. I think the last adventure game for anybody that takes you into a place of discovery, right? That has a well-written story, adventure, right? You know, finding secrets, finding treasures. I would say would have to be The Last of Us 1 and 2. You know, The Last of Us 1 and 2 is that last great open world adventure game. Some people may argue with the fact and say it might be Uncharted. Some people may say, what about the Walking Dead's Telltale games? And you know what? Those are really good examples. Those are really good points. Those are really good arguments. But you're talking discovery, right? Finding things, really a venture, then it would be The Last of Us. And that's brings me back again to refinding Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, and I think a video game character that or a title in the franchise that I see is slowly starting to come back into people's lives in a good way. In a good way. And I hope more people, you know, keep discovering Tomb Raider. Because for a lot of people that were born a decade ago, maybe almost 15 years ago, they're adventure is the guy from Uncharted. But they need to say, but I do recommend to the younger audience, look up Tomb Raider. Look up Tomb Raider. Um, I know those may not be interested in the older ones, and that's okay. Go and find these. Play these. Pick up the remastered version to get an understanding of the first original three that came out in the 90s. And I'll say this, this is the original Uncharted. It is. Because there's always that sense of magic right there. And I think the last adventure game that tried to capture something didn't quite work out, and that was Star Wars Outlaws. That fell hard. It fell hard. Um, not too many games can really withstand a not I don't not the test of time, but a test of dipping your feet in the water. Um, so many try to duplicate it, and so many cannot. How many superhero games can hold the test of time? Not too many. Um, Go back and play. For example, you have the Arkham series, right? Arkham series is very loved. Um, then you had Gotham Knights. I loved Gotham Knights. Some people hated it. Some people loved it. Um, you had uh, the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, which felt more like Fortnite more than anything, right? And sometimes you're gonna have weak titles that are just gonna brutally kill a franchise. You have the Spider-Man series of games, which have been nothing but hitters. Boom, 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 boom. We are gonna get the last one, which is gonna be which I'm looking forward to. And I think that question is, um, could Wolverine hold up to that? And not too many games can withstand the test of time. So for me, Lara Croft Tomb Raider withstands that test of time. Um, Certain GTA titles can withstand the test of time. Um, some superhero titles can withstand the test of time, like Arkham and Spider-Man. And then you have um, I guess your semi adventure games like Walking Dead Telltale that have withstood the test of time. Um, The Last of Us is withstanding the test of time. I think the last series that is really trying to withstand the test of time, but seems to be falling short, unfortunately, is Life is Strange franchise. Life is Strange 1, Before the Storm, and 2. Those three are withstanding the test of time. Uh, you have your DLCs that people seem to love that are withstanding the test of time. But then you have True Colors. Nobody likes it. You have Double Exposure. I have yet to play it. So there's a lot of mixed feelings about that. But who knows? Maybe it will stand the test of time. Maybe it won't. But when rediscovering something is always a treat.